Another day, another transfer video as we are on the final day, or well, last 24 hours or so, of the transfer window now. But I hope you guys are keeping well and safe. We're here for another bumper update. And again, I'm sure there'll be more and more transfer news over the next 24 hours or so. So if there is, be sure to follow us on all the socials at Talking Wolves everywhere to keep up to date. And there should be, all being well, we're going to do a little transfer deadline stream tomorrow. Not as long as we usually do, but I think the match preview for the Palace game will be out sort of early evening tomorrow. And then all being well, about 9, half 9, me and Finn should be jumping on live to give our thoughts and hopefully one or two last minute deals. But let's talk about today's news anyway, guys. Firstly, do really appreciate the support. But the Matheus Nunes deal to Manchester City, there has been a final agreement now. Yesterday, there was, of course, a verbal agreement, but now we've got the full details of that transfer. So Matheus Nunes will be joining Manchester City for around 62 million euros. So it's about 53.2 million pounds. There is no add-ons included in this deal, but Wolves will receive 10% of any profit that Manchester City will make if Matheus Nunes is sold. So Nunes, if he's not already, he will be en route to Manchester very, very soon for his medical. And then, of course, in regards to the original deal, when Wolves signed Nunes from Sporting, they were also owed about 10% of any profit that Wolves made. And because Wolves are making in and around £15 million profit, Sporting will only receive about £1.5 million as well. So I think Wolves have done really well out of this deal. Of course, we would have probably wanted a little bit more money, but I think with the deals, the two deals that I'm going to talk about in a minute, Wolves have come out of this pretty well, to be honest, and of course to see the back of Matheus Nunes as well. One of those players that I just alluded to is going to be Tommy Doyle. He has been pictured here, as you can see, with a fan. I'm pretty sure it's a Talking Wolves follower, Matt, who's Salad Wolf on Twitter, and I'd assume it's his son there. Spotted with Tommy Doyle in and around Compton today, so I'm sure an announcement for that will be imminent, whether that's going to be tonight or tomorrow. But the details of that, of course, he's going to be joining Wolves on a season-long loan. Wolves holding an option to buy of 5 million euros, so it's just over 4 million pounds, which is a cracking deal. But 50% of any of the profit will have to go back to Manchester City if Tommy Doyle is ever sold. Had a really solid season, a last campaign for Sheffield United, and as I've said on yesterday's video, I think on Saturday I'll be doing a roundup video of all these transfers, getting the experts' thoughts on them as well, so you can learn a little bit more about these deals. But two deals today have already been confirmed by Wolverhampton Wanderers. The first one being Mr. Enzo Gonzalez, the Paraguayan attacker, the more of a wide man. He is signed on a 5-year deal from the Paraguayan side, Libertad. Of course, the deal is subject to international clearance and a work permit. But yeah, really excited about this one. Of course, a young player. He's going to be raw, but at the same time, I think he's a quality player. Wolves and Matt Hobbs has confirmed he's going to be in the first team. He's going to contribute this season, so I'm really, really excited to see what he can do and what he can bring. Like I said on yesterday's video, his former side, Libertad, will keep 20% of any future sale of him, but a really exciting young prospect signed for around £5 million. So let's see what he can do. And the second player signed is Santiago Bueno, the centre-back from the Spanish club Girona. He's got the number 4 shirt at Wolves. It'll be interesting to see how much first-team opportunities he gets this season. Possibly a long-term successor for Craig Dawson as well, but a really good defender. Stands at 6'4", got some really good modern defensive capabilities and being really comfortable on the ball and so on. And it sounds like Girona are really disappointed to be losing out on him. I've seen a few of their fans quite upset about this deal, but it sounds like Bueno is a really good character and a really good player and just all-round a good person on and off the pitch, which is exactly what Wolves need. So again, we'll get some more insight on him for the video that, all being well, will be released on Saturday. But two signings, Enzo Gonzalez and Santiago Bueno, officially announced by Wolves today in a day of double announcements, which is very, very good for a change after such a quiet window, guys. It's been great to have such a busy week, really, of news and rumours. But it doesn't end there. We have had some news today, and actually some news pretty recently in the last half an hour or so, that Wolves are looking at forwards. Now, the ones that were linked this morning were Leicester City forward Kelechi Iheanacho. He's a player that he's admired across the Premier League, including Wolves. However, Leicester's asking price at the moment is around £20 million. That is deemed a little bit too high. Of course, this is an interesting one. Iheanacho is out of contract at the end of the season, but you would assume if the window closes and if Leicester, do get promoted, they started off really strongly this season, he'll sign a new deal there and stay there for next season. The other one that was linked this morning, though, was Che Adams. Wolves were keeping a close eye on him, and it's been followed up today, very, very recently, by John Percy, saying that Wolves are reportedly in talks with Southampton over a possible loan deal for Che Adams. No agreement yet, but Wolves are pushing for that deal. This is an interesting one because Che Adams is also out of contract at the end of the season. So it'll be very interesting to see how Wolves structure this deal, whether it will be with an obligation to buy at the end of the season. Of course, a financial fair play that balances the books quite nicely for Wolves. Look, the Che Adams one doesn't get me as excited as the Iheanacho one. I think there are, of course, worse forwards out there. I'm intrigued to see how O'Neill would line up because it would still leave us with Sasha, Fabio Silva and Che Adams. And I don't think three forwards is bad, but it will be interesting to see how things are structured, whether we play with two up front. We did against Blackpool, to be fair, and did okay as well. Another Premier League player that Wolves have been looking at is Harrison Reed, central midfielder from Fulham. Pretty much ever present for Fulham last season, and he's been ever present for Fulham already this season, including their game in the Carabao Cup. Wolves have put in an official bid, which has been refused by Fulham, but Wolves are expected to come back in with another bid, according to Fabrizio Romano. It was said by Sky Sports that Fulham value Harrison Reed at about £4 million, which just sounds far too cheap, so I'd assume it's going to be more than that. But again, João Palhinha, who currently plays for Fulham, looks like he could be leaving before the deadline, so it'll be interesting to see if that has an effect on whether Wolves are able to bring in Harrison Reed. And I think that depth in the central areas for Wolves is going to be phenomenal. But I know there are going to be certain players missing come Christmas and around the Africa Cup of Nations. So Wolves could be really well stocked in that sort of area. Another midfielder that I've spoken about this week, one was Habib Diarra yesterday. Currently playing for Strasbourg. Wolves had put in an offer up to €25 million, which had been knocked back by Strasbourg. The director there said it was too late for him to be selling key players. But another one that Wolves again have been linked to today from Strasbourg is Jean-Rickner Bellegarde. Wolves have been linked with him at the start of the week. It's now been said that Wolves are going to try and focus on him. So let's wait and see if anything else comes of that deal before tomorrow's deadline. And another piece of news, Alfie Pond, who of course came on for his Wolves debut on Tuesday in the 5-0 win over Blackpool, is set to be leaving on loan before tomorrow's deadline, and it looks like he's going to be heading to League 2 with Stockport County on a season-long loan. So I'm surprised we've not seen more youngsters linked with loan moves away yet, but let's wait and see. And just some breaking news that I've just seen here coming from Brazil. That Wolves have had a bid rejected from Flamengo. Of course, Flamengo, the club we signed for João Gomes from, they've had a bid rejected for Victor Hugo, who is an attacking midfielder, 19 years of age, playing for Flamengo. It sounds like at the moment, Victor and Flamengo understand it's not a suitable time for an exit. So let's wait and see. Apparently, he already speaks good English as well, Victor Hugo. Let's wait and see if Wolves do go in with another bid. But at the moment, that one, unfortunately, does sound unlikely. But I'll keep you guys up to date as much as I can. Do follow us on all the socials, like I said earlier, at Talking Wolves. Be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be back tomorrow with the preview, possibly even a short video. And, of course, then the live stream roughly about 9, half 9, but you'll see it scheduled on our YouTube page, and I'll post about it on our socials as well. Guys, enjoy the rest of your evening, though. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all very, very soon.